What's up, guys? I'm back with another Soulcalibur VI character tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about Sophitia. Sophitia is a very aggressive character. You know, really her range is pretty short. You're going to want to be in the opponent's face. And what she really excels at is countering the opponent's attacks and stealing turns back. So, you know, a lot of situations where normally you would have to stop attacking and block, Sophitia doesn't always have to do that. She can stay on the offensive even in situations where other characters normally can't. So we'll talk about that a little bit later, but first let's just talk about some of her most important moves here. Running moves, she's got a couple really good ones. So 6-6A, her running A. This move's really nice. It can be punished on blocks, so do take note of that, but not really badly, like just a little bit. And on hit, this is really, really good because as you can see, it turns the opponent around. So it makes it so that you can pretty much do whatever you want after this. And since the opponent is going to have to do a back turn attack because they're turned around, those tend to be slower than normal standing attacks. So you're at a pretty big advantage when this lands, and it has pretty good range. So you're going to be throwing this out a lot, trying to catch the opponent, you know, walking or just trying to close the gap early on in the match. That's really important. And what that's going to do is it's going to train the opponent to walk back to try to bait and punish that. And then when they do that, you can do her other good running move while running A plus B. So this move is a high, and what's really nice about it is that if the opponent is walking backwards, like say they're trying to bait your running A, you get a fatal hit, and then you can combo off it. So it's pretty darn handy for that reason. And the reach on this thing is just pretty crazy. You're going to catch people a lot with this move. So it can be ducked, do take note of that, and obviously it can be sidestepped as well since it's vertical, but still a very, very strong attack that I think is going to come in pretty handy for catching people who are trying to walk away from you. Next up, another really good move she has is her 4B. So this move is a mid. It's fairly fast. Obviously it can be sidestepped because it's vertical, but the big advantage that this move has is it forces the opponent to crouch. So this is really important. So if they do that, if they do like this move and then you're stuck crouching, any attack you're going to do afterwards, like if you're just pressing a button, you're going to be doing a while standing attack because your character is transitioning from crouching to standing. And those tend to be slower than standing attacks. So it's very easy to keep pressuring. Even if the opponent blocks this attack, you can keep pressuring. It doesn't beat everything. It will lose to stuff like crouching attacks. If they're just holding down and then hitting you, a lot of those will be too fast and hit you, but like they don't really get much off that. Some characters can have really specific punishes, so do take note of that, but in those cases, you know, you can maybe use some of her guard impact moves that I'm going to talk about in just a second to beat those things. So this move is very, very strong, and you're going to be using it a lot, I think, just because whenever the opponent is hit by it or blocking it, you can really keep the pressure going afterwards and make them guess. So it's a very, very powerful move, back plus B or 4B. Speaking of her B attacks, her 6B is also very good. So this move, it's a 2-hit natural combo, 6BB. And the first hit, you see there's that green flash. That means it's a guard impact move. So, you know, if the opponent is doing, you know, something like this, a vertical attack, do note that it only guard impacts against vertical attacks. You can see it'll go right through it. You get that little guard impact flash, and then you can do the second hit of the string afterwards. So, you know, using this at neutral, as you can see, is going to be pretty hard. You're not really going to guard impact that much at neutral just because the window is really tiny. See there, we got another guard impact. But there are some really good setups for this. So basically, any attack you have that leaves you at like a slight disadvantage, this is going to be pretty good to use afterwards. So like one example is her AAA. That leaves you at a slight disadvantage if blocked. So what I mean by that is, so they do AAA and then they keep mashing A. Let's say the opponent does that. So if you block the AAA, all of a sudden my A is going to beat her A because she's at disadvantage. Mine comes out first, so I win. But 6B can kind of get around that disadvantage in a way. First of all, here you can see it has high crush, meaning it will go under high attacks. It beats high attacks, so that's really good if they're doing something like just an A horizontal attack. It's going to go over it. And then, like I mentioned, it guard impacts against vertical attacks. So if they're pressing B, they're going to get hit by that too. So you can see this is really powerful because whether they're pressing A or whether they're pressing B, you're going to guard impact them. So that thing I was talking about where she's really good at stealing turns, basically after the opponent blocks your AAA, it should be the blocker's turn. They should be at advantage, but she's really good at saying, actually, you know what? No, it's still my turn. I get to keep attacking. So that's really strong. Once again, there are ways to beat this. This does lose to some fast mids, so like down forward A for most characters will beat this, or even a fast launcher can beat this. But there are ways around that as well. For example, she has 6A plus B, which this is a guard impact move as well, and this beats mids. So if you know the opponent knows how to deal with this and they're going to throw out a fast mid, you can use this move to beat it. And so you can see here, you know, if you do this and then they go for like a launcher, you can get a nice little counter into a follow-up. So that's really good. And so this 6B here, that's going to beat highs. Obviously, it's going to go under it, and it's going to parry some verticals, but against some of the mids like 3A or 3B, you're going to need to do 6A plus B, or you can just do a regular guard impact. So you've got a few options open there. So let's talk a little bit about her mix-up game here. So she's got some pretty good high-low, but some of it is a little bit risky here. So she's got 1A, and this has a little follow-up, 1AA. It's a 2-hit natural combo. So this can really punish people for stand blocking, but it's very, very unsafe on block, so you want to be careful about doing it too much. Even if you just do 1A without the follow-up, that's going to be very unsafe, so you want to be really careful about that. She's also got 1B. This is a low, and she can do up to 4 of them, but the 4 hits are not going to be a natural combo unless it's a counter. So if you catch the opponent pressing buttons on wake up or something, you can get all 4 hits here, and you can hit confirm that pretty easily, and it's pretty decent damage. So you'll want to just do the 2 hits most of the time unless you see the counter hit, but do note it is a little bit unsafe on block, so be careful about that. You can get punished if they block it. On hit, if you just do the 2 hits, it's slightly minus. So what that does mean actually is that you can do 2 hits of this and then do that 6BB thing that I talked about, and then voila, all of a sudden you have those GI frames or the high crush properties, so that's pretty handy. And her other low you're going to want here is 1K. This move's pretty decent. It's fast, it's low. This is also slightly minus on hit, meaning you can do that same trap here and that's going to work perfectly. Or you can hold the button down and then all of a sudden it knocks down and you get a guaranteed 2K afterwards, so do note that. You can combo some other stuff afterwards, but it's not guaranteed. They can actually ukemi out. If they're doing like a wake up roll when they hit the ground, they can get out of that. So if you just want the guaranteed extra little damage, just do a 2K right afterwards. So this low is pretty darn useful. It tracks sidestepping. You're going to be hitting people a lot with this, I think. Let's talk a little bit about her angel step stance. So if you do a 2-3-6, a quarter circle forward motion, you can see she does this little step, this little stance. And it has a few follow-ups. So the A follow-up is a mid, and you can do AA to combo off it. So that's usually like a really basic mix-up, is are you going to do 1 AA, or are you going to do 2-3-6 AA? You know, high versus low, or mid versus low, I guess you would say. As for which way are they going to block, you know, they have to block standing or crouching. So this is pretty good, but it's very unsafe as well, so do note, it is a very risky mix-up, but, you know, at the lower ranks and stuff, if you're willing to take the risk, you can get people a lot with these two things, 1 AA or 2-3-6 AA. It can be pretty useful. Her 2-3-6B, this is a really, really nice move. It's very fast, and this is going to be your primary punisher for a lot of attacks. Since it's one of your fastest punishes, and it's very damaging, it's going to be really good. You know, stuff I mentioned, like, you know, 1BB, you can punish this on block with 2-3-6B pretty easily, so it's really, really handy. 2-3-6K is this high kick. I'm not really crazy about this move. It doesn't really, like, track sidestepping very well. It's easy to sidestep, and you can duck it because it's a high. So, I don't know. I don't really use this move very much at all. I just don't find it that good, but it does stun, so that's kind of cool. So it might be useful, you know, for some good pressure afterwards, but usually this is not really a move that I'm throwing out. And then the other thing about her Angel Step stance is that if you tap forward again, she does kind of a little second step there. You can see there she does one step, and then if you tap forward again, she does another step, and this changes some of the moves. So if you do a B out of this, it's actually more damaging. You can get this little follow-up, so that's pretty cool. If you do a K, she does this spinning kick. This move is really good, actually. It's a mid, it tracks, and it's plus on block, if you can believe it. Meaning that if you do it to the opponent, and then you're both pressing A afterwards, the person who blocked is at disadvantage, and they're going to get hit. So that move is really, really good. It's slow to come out, but if you can get the opponent to block this, it's really, really strong, because you're going to be at advantage afterwards. And then she's also got her double angel step AA. And I'm a huge fan of this move. It's a mid-low. It's a natural combo, which is kind of unexpected. I would have thought it would have to be a counter hit or something. But it's a natural combo, and it is pretty hard to punish on block. It is technically punishable on block, but it's tough. You like really have to do something fast, like a full crouch A. I don't think she can get 236 B to punish this. Let's test it. Yeah, see, it's safe against that. So this is very, very safe. And it's going to be safe against most while rising moves as well. This attack I just think is really strong. You're going to catch a lot of people with it. You're going to go over highs. It's worth noting Angel Step, most of the moves, they have high crush properties. So if you're doing it and the opponent's trying to hit you with a high, you'll go right under it. So that's really good. And then obviously it's got the whole mid into low thing, so you're going to catch a lot of people with that as well. And it leaves them back turned, just like her 6-6A leaves them back turned, which means you have even more advantage to keep applying your pressure when you hit the opponent with something that leaves them back turned. So it's very, very strong. And you know, if you get too predictable and the opponent goes, okay, well, I'll just block mid-low, it's not like it's that hard to block mid-low once they know it's coming. You can also do AA, which is mid-mid, and this is a break attack, meaning it's going to be plus on block. So this is actually just crazy to me. Like, to me, this mix-up is just so strong. They have to be really scared of it. It's a very, very good move. So I use this a lot. Obviously, a lot of times, if you're too close, you're not going to want to just be throwing this out because of the long setup. But if you're far away and you want to close the gap, I think that this is a great way to do it. Just a couple other notable normals. 3B is her launcher, like with most characters. You can get a nice 236 AA afterwards. Pretty decent combo. Her 4-4 KK. So you have to actually tap K twice. If you just tap it once, you're just going to get a little fast high kick here, which is not that good. But if you tap it twice to get this spinning kick, it's pretty much the same as her double angel step K. Still plus on block, still really good. Her 4AA is a high into a low that leaves you crouching. This can be handy for catching people who are not ready to block low. And then her 6AA is also a high into a low, and you can see that first hit has guard impact frames, but weirdly enough, it only guard impacts against lows. So like maybe if the opponent is doing like a really slow, predictable low, you can GI it with this, but to me, it doesn't seem like that reliable, like something you're going to be using a lot, but it's kind of cool. And the other nice thing about this move is if you hold forward afterwards, you go into an angel step. So you can even do stuff like that, keep the pressure going. It seems pretty good. Finally, let's talk a little bit about her soul charge. So mainly, the big change for her soul charge is a lot of attacks that aren't normally break attacks become break attacks. So like, this is now a break attack, back A, B. She's also got a new attack, 4A plus B, B. That's another break attack. And you can use this after launchers as well, so this is pretty nice for damage. And also BBB, this last hit here gets added, and that's a break attack as well. So I wouldn't say that her soul charge is like essential to her game or anything, but it's still pretty good because, you know, all these break attacks, you're at advantage when the opponent blocks them, so you can keep applying pressure even better than she normally can. So really, really good. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention earlier, also she has some very good sidestep attacks. So one of them is sidestep, and then you can do B, which is kind of a launcher, and you can do BAK. That is like a canned combo. I like this a lot. I think it's really good for punishing people if you sidestep and then they whiff a vertical attack or something. She's also got sidestep, and then you do 1B or 7B going the other way. And, you know, you can combo off that. It's fine. Pretty good little launcher there. And then also sidestep 1 or 7 plus A is a low. You can catch people off guard with that as well. And then, like I mentioned earlier, her 4-4 KK, that also works while sidestepping with 1 or 7. So pretty nice. You know, get that plus on block. Maybe if the opponent is scared of this low or whatever, and they just really want to block, throw this out and catch them, and you'll be at advantage. So I think I've pretty much covered the basics of all I want to cover here. There's obviously a lot more that Sophitia can do, but, you know, I don't want the video to go on too long here. So we're going to jump into an online match, and hopefully I'll be able to show you guys some in-game examples of the stuff I've been talking about. So stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, here we are in an online match. So strategy is pretty simple. We're against an Astaroth. We're just trying to get close, apply pressure, keep it our turn as long as possible. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. Right off the bat, I'm probably going to try to just run at him with 6-6A. Pretty good move for getting in. Okay, we hit him out of the Soul Charge. Nice, we're doing a pretty good job so far. Nice parry by him. Guard impact, I mean. Hitting him with some high-low right off the bat. Yeah, you gotta block that second hit. That's something that you kind of learn fighting Sophitia players pretty fast, is you gotta block that second hit. Twin Angel Step, and the second hit interrupted the, what's that move called? The Soul Reversal Edge, something like that. Anyway, yeah. Usually if you have a multi-hit move, you can interrupt the startup of the Reversal Edge. It's pretty strong for that reason. So there you can see, you know, 4B. If you get them to block 4B, you're still in a pretty good position. They have to know, you know, something kind of specific to get you off of them, basically. Something fast. We guessed right with the B right there. That's not a real combo, but he didn't directional influence to get out of it. Alright, he's doing Soul Charge. That's fine. Ooh, big damage. Okay, I wanted to do Twin Angel Step right there, but that's not what ended up happening. But it's fine. We got him with the Sidestep B. This is going pretty well so far, I would say. This guy is not dealing well with the pressure. You know, generally once Sophitia gets in, you kind of have to know when to block. It's pretty important. So like right there, after 4B, you're generally going to have to block unless you're doing something really fast. Ooh, we guessed right with A that time. Feels good. Nice GI though. We probably could have got a big sidestep punish there, but, you know, that's fine. Alright, we got launcher into critical edge. Feels good. Some pretty good damage there. Generally, that's the easiest way to combo into a critical edge. We'll do Twin Angel Step. I tried to do Twin Angel Step AA there. See, there it is. And we got the run counter, so it actually knocks down. And then Sidestep, punish the Reversal Edge. We got the perfect. That was pretty good. That was a real short one, so if we can get another match against this guy, I'll do that so we can just see a little bit more Sophitia action. Hopefully he hits rematch for us. Alright, well, at the start of this round, I'm just going to do the same thing. 6-6A, and then if it hits, we can go right into 4B and keep applying pressure after that. That's generally how I like to start rounds if the opponent hasn't really figured it out yet. That was a nice horizontal to beat me, but whiffing the Reversal Edge, got to be a little bit more careful with those. We're hitting him with these big risky lows just because it seems like he's not quite ready to deal with them. 4B, he actually blocked afterwards, which is nice. That means my turn is pretty much over. But he's still whiffing those Reversal Edges. Definitely got to be a little more careful with those. Somehow we broke that throw. Twin Angel Step AA for the kill. Nice little gap closer there. I'm such a big fan of that move. It goes under highs, it reaches really far, natural combo, mid into low. That move's just really good. Wow, big launcher from Astaroth. I think we're being a little bit too defensive here. We're letting him kind of walk all over us. Let's see if we can actually apply some offense. So there we got the Angel Step B. Nice guard impact. Good stuff. Wow, okay, okay. Yeah, I think our problem that round was we were just not taking advantage of our offense. I was a little too scared. Let's just go in. Let's go in. How about that? Oh, nice. Good sidestep. Okay, AA. Got the sidestep. Again. Just do one AA. Let's just do it again. I want this guy to prove that he's willing to block low. Okay, now we'll do Angel Step AA to go for the mid option. Oh, this throw is gonna hurt. I'm definitely gonna Soul Charge here. if possible. Get him off me, and then we'll do Twin Angel Step to close that gap. See, it worked perfectly. Oh, that second hit was just a little awkward there. Oh, he got us with the launcher. Oh my gosh, I thought I had that one for sure. I thought we had it for sure. The second hit of that low whiffing was brutal. His foot was like just right out of the way. Okay, running A. Got the back turn. 4B. Keep pressuring afterwards. Nice block though. He did not take the bait and press some unsafe button. Okay, there's that big whiff. 1AA. Why not? He still doesn't seem ready to block that. A little bit unfortunate for him right there. Oh, and then the long range low. So the range on 1A is actually pretty serious. It's pretty nice. Again, that move is risky, but, you know, since I'm fighting someone who really hasn't proven that they're willing to block and punish that, I'm just willing to kind of do 1AA all day. There, we got the sidestep punish. Let's do it again. So we got the block, but the second hit is a mid. They have to be ready for it. So like I was saying, you know, at lower ranks, which is pretty much where I'm at right now with this character, you can really abuse that. But at higher ranks, you're going to have to be a little more careful. Nice wall combo from this guy. We're activating Soul Charge just to get him off us. And again, you know, it sets up perfectly for the range on that Twin Angel Step. I'm a big fan. 1AA, and then he Soul Charges, gets us off him. I like that. Oh, the armor! Ooh. Okay, there we go. There we go. Closing it out. Again, that's a 4-hit combo when you're in Soul Charge. That's why I was willing to just let all the hits of B, 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 B rock. You can see it's 4 hits there, so pretty good way to close out the match. That second game was a lot closer, but it was still a lot of fun. So, like I was saying, Sophitia, very fun character, very offensively oriented. If you like a character where you can just get in the opponent's face and press a lot of buttons, I think she's a great choice. So guys, I'm hoping you found this video entertaining and informative. As always, if you want to see more videos from me, make sure to click either of the links here on screen. One of the links is going to be a playlist of all my Soulcalibur tutorials, so make sure to check those out if you haven't already. You can also click the sub link so you never miss an upload, or click the Patreon link to help support the channel. That's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.